Hey guys, so today is Friday. I thought it was Thursday for a minute there, and I have to be at work early, so this one will be a short post as well. But I didn't go running this morning because I'm lame and it was cold and it was dark at 6 p.m. or 6 a.m. rather, and I worked from noon to 9, so I should have gone running. I really wish I had, but I will go running. I'm doing training via my Wii professional fitness trainer thing tomorrow after some plans I have after work, and then Sunday I'm going running, Monday I'm going running, and Tuesday I'm resting. So hopefully I'll make up for it on Sunday. I can actually do some long running after, sometime in the evening I think. I might try to get a run in the morning if I can wake up that early. I got some cool news. My schedule might be changing for work, so I might be starting work at 5:30 and ending at 2:30 in the afternoon every day, and then doing the same thing except 6 to 3 on Saturdays, and having Thursdays off, which would be cool. It's not set in stone just yet because I just sent in my request for it to accept that shift, so I have to get confirmation of it, but that would be actually pretty awesome. I'm a little upset because I want to be in the praise band in my church, but it looks like recently they've set practices for Saturdays, and unfortunately I'm not going to have Saturdays free for quite some time. I could have had Saturdays free if I had picked the schedule where I still work 12 to 9 every day except for Saturday and Sunday. But I still wanted to help with youth group stuff, so I didn't want to do that. I wish there was a way I could do like the 5:30 to 2:30 schedule and then have Saturdays off, but at this point in time that's not an option. So anyway, enough about that. But I'm hoping I can still help with music at church for some things, or maybe they can switch the practice time around a couple times. That'd be great, please. And trying to think, and I wonder if they do it at night or in the afternoons. Anyway, so I was kind of thinking about like, okay, so there's this thing that I don't usually do, that I'm starting to do more often, and it's kind of be more assertive, not only in my own life, but also in situations where I feel like I need to speak up more. And it's amazing at age 28, and yes, I'm 28 now, it's amazing, that I finally realized that I need to speak up more for myself and for situations. I think I do, but then I don't want to hurt people's feelings, and I need to do it in constructive ways and not hurtful ways, and so I think on it a lot, and then I either forget to say something or think I did say something and I didn't. So I'm working on a proposal for something, and I was doing it at work, and I started to make myself laugh because I literally wrote out point 1, point 2, point 3, point 4, and 5 and 6. Actually, I have 6 points as to why we should have something that we don't have currently in a situation that I'm talking about, and how it would be beneficial, and how it would increase productivity, and how technically we have that same thing in another situation that actually doesn't use it to its as much capacity as we would use it in this other situation. And I don't want to speak about it because I want to propose it and kind of have it be an internal thing until it either materializes or I'm completely shot down. So I just want to see where it goes before it becomes a huge thing. And I found it really funny that I was laughing at myself because I was like, I'm going to do this. I'm not afraid. I'm not worried that I'm going to hurt anybody's feelings. I want to present it. I have valid points. I have arguments that just aren't because I think it would be better this way. Arguments. That is one reason why I think it would be beneficial, because I think it really would be better the way that I think about it. But like I have constructive comments about like this would help these people if we had this would help these people if we had this, this gets used more often here than it does actually in the place that we already have it. So just kind of doing that constructive, this would be better in the long term versus the short term of just making an option that we have to deal with and then get new later on. So besides all that, which probably made no sense to anybody except for me and maybe some of those people that might guess what I'm talking about, I'm just really excited that I'm taking like jumps and leaps and using the intelligence that I know I have. I've always been told, which was very kind of everyone who's ever told me this, that I'm very intelligent, but I'm also very quiet. And so those two sort of combated with each other. And I will think long and hard about a situation, but there's sometimes where I just need to be like, I know what I'm talking about, and I need you to listen to me, situations. And I need to be more assertive in that respect, and just be like, okay, I'm intelligent enough to know that this is what we need, and this would be beneficial, and I think you should listen to my proposal. And if you don't like it, that's fine, and if you don't agree with it, that's also fine. But these are my thoughts, and I won't be offended. Okay, I might be a little bit offended if it doesn't work, but only because I know it's an intelligent and well thought out argument. And I've even heard like, sorry, I'm so excited about this. I've even heard like the reasons jump cut due to really annoyed camera. But I'm getting to the point where I've noticed like the arguments about why we don't need this certain thing, why people think we don't. And actually, I've come back with not necessarily an argument, but reasons why actually that's not necessarily true. And it's not to shut down the idea, because when they said it first, I was like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. And then the more and more I thought about it, I was like, but wait, it actually gets used more in this scenario than it does in the other scenario where we already have it. So if I could explain it better to you, I really would. But again, this is an internal thing, and there's lots of people who may watch this video who it might affect or encompass or envelope. So I need to keep it internal for now. If it gets shot down, you'll hear all about it because I'll whine and complain. But I'm just so excited that I have the capacity. I've always had the capacity to do these things, but that I have the drive and the willingness to do it. And you get that little nerve like, oh, what if they do this and what if they do that? But I'm not scared, if that makes sense. Like, I'm no longer scared and nervous and frightened about those kinds of meetings and confrontations, because I have people that value my opinion, and they might just see how much of an opinion I'm willing to give now that they've been so outright telling me, you need to be more assertive and you need to do this and not be afraid to fail. They might want to take that back once they... It's not anything, mean that I'm trying to get done. But they might be like, wow, she has a lot of opinions. We should have kept this to ourselves, that she should speak up more. Actually, I don't think they'll really say that. But I'm just excited about all these new things that I'm doing. And I was writing, I wrote on my Twitter feed, I'm just such a dork. I felt very egotistical when I wrote it, but it was more to remind me of who I am. I pretty much wrote, let's see if I can remember it. I wrote like a recap of who I am. I run, sort of. I have 13 illnesses. I work at a humanitarian organization. What else do I do? I shoot awesome photos. I make amazing music. I write plays and stories and novels. And there was one other thing. I think basically just that I'm awesome. And just kind of to remind myself, if no one else, that I have all these talents and all these gifts. And I'm finally using them in most of the ways that I've always wanted to. And again, it feels so silly to have waited this long to use them. And it's not that I haven't used them before, but I've definitely kept them mostly to myself because they were very intimate ways for me to deal and cope with life before. And now it's kind of this way to express life now. Instead of just coping with it, I can help maybe others cope with it through my music, or I can help others cope with it by being in youth ministry, or I can give insight to things that are going on in the world, instead of sitting there and saying, why don't these people get it? Why can't they see this? And I don't do that a lot. Okay, maybe I do. Not that I don't think people get it, but I assume that people should just be like, oh, what is it I'm trying to say? Okay, so people will be in a situation and I'll think, don't they see that it's just this? And not in a mean way, not in a, oh, they're so dumb, how can they not see it? It's more of a, this seems really obvious to me, does no one else see this? And I don't speak up, and so now I'm speaking up. I hope everybody's okay with that. Even if they're not, I'm still going to do it. So anyway, just remember that 1, you are awesome. 2, you do amazing things. And 3, express yourself all the time, every time. Though sometimes you might want to keep it a little toned down. If you express yourself like this, keep it about here, right about there. But don't be afraid to be yourself, ever. But also don't hurt anyone else in the process, please. That's the one biggest thing. I don't want to hurt anyone else in the process of growing to be myself. So anyway, I will talk with you guys later. This is a super long video, much longer than I wanted it to be, but I guess I needed to say all those things. So I will talk with you guys tomorrow. Goodbye.